Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Kava and Kettlebells. This is Charles.
Hey guys, this is Heidi. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and thumbs up this episode, hit the bell to subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Kava_Kettlebells. All right, on today's review episode, we are reviewing Three Dragons Brewing Company.
Yeah, now Three Dragons is pretty awesome because if you're in the botanical seltzer space, you'll notice that, especially for kratom, most seltzers use extract. Not the case with Three Dragons. They actually use brewed tea for all their kratom seltzers. In addition, they have a Kava seltzer and a THC seltzer. So you get kind of like a breadth of botanical seltzers here, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, and going into their kratom seltzers specifically, again, I love that it's brewed tea. I'm not against extracts. I drink extract kratom, but I can't drink a ton of it. It'll give me a headache. And I think it feels different also. And so it feels very different from the brewed tea. So Three Dragons, their kratom, that's brewed tea, it feels good and it feels strong. Whereas a lot of times you'll get other seltzer beverages made with brewed tea, but it doesn't really feel as strong as an actual brewed tea. But I think Three Dragons actually does.
Yeah, so I think they nailed it. So we'll start with the kratom first. Now they have your typical colors, right? They got the white kratom, they got red kratom, then they got the green kratom. So we know white is more for energy and focus, red's kind of more for relaxation. Can't say this, but maybe pain relief. And then green is kind of a little bit in between, but for me, green is a little bit more like social, a little bit more, for daytime. Now, as far as how much is in there and what's in there. So another thing that I really like about Three Dragons for the bulk of it is they use natural flavors and ingredients to sweeten it. Comes with a price though. We'll kind of talk about that a little bit because they do have a sugar-free version as well. But the OG version right here, this contains roughly about 7 grams of kratom, 6.8. So again, that's the brewed leaf. That's not powder. That's not extract. That is brewed kratom tea at roughly 7 grams, which yields about 42.6 milligrams of nitroguanine. Nitroguanine, as we know, is the alkaloid in kratom that gives it its most common effects. That's what most people try to extract and use. Now, this is the only thing that might throw some people off is these OG kratom teas are a little high in sugar. So why that is because again they don't use sucralose or anything like that for these black label ones. They use invert sugar. They use lemon juice. They use, lime juice in this one. So they use a lot of juice in here and sugar. So that comes out to 136 calories per can, 32 grams of carbohydrates, including 22 grams of sugar.
Now, I don't think that is insane, but if you are also adding a lot more other sugars and a lot more other calories into your diet, and that's a concern for you, that is just something to be aware of. Now, what we really like to use kratom for, though, is our workout, so pre-workout. So the best time to eat sugar, not that I'm saying you should go ham on sugar around your workout, but your body's going to use it right away. So we use this before our workout primarily, not all the time, but when we use it before our workout, it's not a concern for us. Your body needs that sugar. It's going to use it right away. So if that is something that you are using kratom seltzer beverages for, then I wouldn't worry about the sugar. It's not a crazy amount.
Yeah. And, for us, we prefer having a little bit of sugar and juice over artificial ingredients because personally, it just digests better for us. And for that reason, I would rather, take the hit on the sugar versus my stomach, feeling kind of squirrely the rest of the day after something with artificial ingredients in that.
And we're also really good about our diets. Like we are really dialed in with our diets most of the time. So for us, it's not a big deal to throw in a can like this. Again, if you are already like going ham with processed foods and sugars all day long, something to be aware of, but for us, it's not a major deal. That being said, they did recently come out with a sugar-free option. Now, this only has 10 calories. This uses erythritol and stevia to sweeten it. The flavor is good. Like all our flavors are good. We'll get into the flavors. However, we just are not a fan of erythritol. We don't like the taste of erythritol, and it does not sit well with us. So if erythritol sits well with you, then this is awesome. The flavor is super good and you will really enjoy it. For us personally though, erythritol is just a no-go for us.
Yeah, it's like even testing these, I only had about half a can of the erythritol, and that was all I could do. Just because if I had a full can, knowing I only had a half can and already was starting to have some cramps and stuff like that and some gas. If I had a full can, it would have been a long day.
Yeah.
But some people can digest it just fine. We've talked to plenty of people who erythritol, they're like, yeah, I don't notice anything from it. But for us personally, our bodies just, have a very hard time digesting it. So that's why we reach for the OG black cans, because, for me, 22 grams of sugar in a day is like whatever, like, I'll burn it off, walking to my car. Like it's not, I'm being, sarcastic there, but it's not an issue for me. 136 calories in my daily intake is a drop in the bucket. So as far as effects though, you can feel these. 3 Dragons, I really like these because 7 grams is a good dose. It's not too much. It's not too little, but it's enough to where you feel good. You get the effects, but it doesn't push you overboard.
Yeah, I really like the effects. I feel like I can drink a whole can and I feel good. It doesn't give me a headache. And let's talk about their flavors. Like I think their flavors are so good. Now, and again, they use natural flavoring. So they use real fruit juice and we really appreciate that. If you're looking for that super sweet flavor, get the sugar-free because you will get that super sweet sort of candy flavor.
Yeah.
But we prefer more like the natural for all of them. Now, again, because it is the brewed tea, you will have that sort of kratom taste to it, that brewed tea kratom taste. But again, we don't mind that. Like we like it. If you are used to drinking kratom tea, then you appreciate that taste. And I think they blend it well with the flavors. So there's a lot of flavors. We'll list them all for you and we'll you want to do our top ones?
Yeah, it's like Netflix when you're trying to find a movie and there's options.
Decision fatigue.
Kind of the same. You got a lot of options here.
So just so you guys are aware, for their red ones, the ones that we tried, we have strawberry, mango, and peach. And again, both really good. I am of course I favor the peach, but they're all good. And then for the white, they have blackberry and water dragon.
I like the blackberry.
I like the water dragon. Blackberry's good, but I like water dragon. And then for green, they have pineapple passion fruit, which honestly, that is my absolute favorite. Like,
that was good.
So good. I could have like 5 cans. Not really, but it tastes so good. And the pineapple passion fruit with the sugar-free as well.
And, I like how they offered a, less calorie drink right here. So it's erythritol, right? You were getting 0 grams of sugar in there. But again, just for us, it just wasn't quite our thing because of the digestion. But I think it's good they offer this out there for an option. I would maybe recommend using stevia or monk fruit.
Well, they use stevia. So they use stevia in erythritol. Erythritol comes first.
Yeah.
And then later they use a little bit of stevia as well.
So maybe swap the erythritol for monk fruit. I also know that's a more expensive ingredient.
And we also, like, everyone is, I would say there are definitely like camps with sweeteners. Like people are very tribal about what sweeteners. Like there are people who hate stevia or hate monk fruit, like the way it tastes. just like we hate erythritol. And that's okay. Everyone likes their own thing. There's something for everyone. So I think that's perfect. Now let's go ahead and talk about the ones on the end. So they have a Kava as well. Now this does use extract, Kava extract, and they have watermelon breeze, which I love watermelon as well.
This was the blackberry lemonade.
Which
this is mine.
Yeah, that was really good as well. So these have, the watermelon has 130 calories and the blackberry lemonade has 110 calories. And as far as sugars, this has 15 sugars.
Same 15 right here.
Yeah.
And as far as, the Kava amount in there, they use a full gram of extract. So 1,000 milligrams, which is a hefty dose. Additionally, they got potassium in there too. And I think, the kratom has potassium as well. So 190 milligrams in both, which is great because both Kava and kratom are a diuretic. So you're actually getting a little bit of potassium in there to make up for the depletion of minerals. Now, the Kava one, I'll say this, I'm always going to be a traditional Kava fan. That's like what I go to. I think that's, the best form of Kava to get is the traditional form. The mud water and just, the medium grind, how it is. But I really like having options like this out there, especially that are dosed on the higher side, because for me, this is a great addition to a normal shell, or for someone who's just now coming into Kava, this offers a very accessible, taste-friendly way to get the effects of Kava, to say, oh, okay, I feel something. This feels, kind of good. It kind of opens the door for them.
Yeah, a lot of Kava seltzer beverages especially are very underdosed. They taste good, but I don't necessarily get that good feeling that I want. And these, you definitely can feel it. So I think this sets it apart from other Kava seltzer beverages, that you actually feel it. Again, like Charles said, it's not going to be the same as the medium grind. It's a very different feeling drinking Kava extracts versus the medium grind, but you do feel it. You feel good. You feel relaxed. And so I think it's a great option.
Yeah. So hats off to Three Dragons for throwing the gram of extract in there, because that's it's a good dose. You'll see a lot of seltzers or products out there with like 300 milligrams, 400 milligrams. So to give you perspective, this is, a good 3 times what you'll see out there.
And so keep that in mind. If you're used to Kava seltzer beverages and you like the way lower dose ones feel, keep that in mind. And maybe you wouldn't drink a whole can of the Three Dragons higher dose one. Split it with someone. There you go. You get to save that way as well.
And make a friend.
Yes, make a friend. Sharing is caring. All right, last one is their THC drink. Now this has, I'll let you.
Yeah, so same kind of deal, right? This one is naturally flavored. So you're getting 136 calories. You're getting 22 grams of sugar for 32 grams of overall carbohydrates. Potassium as well, 190 milligrams. You're getting Delta 9. So this is legal because it uses, the whole hemp thing, the loophole to where you can have THC products that aren't medical grade cannabis or recreational cannabis.
But it definitely is psychoactive. So if you haven't used Delta 9,
THC is THC.
Yeah, it is definitely psychoactive. You get those effects.
This is not CBD.
Don't let your kids drink this.
So the total Delta 9 in here is 25 milligrams, which for us is a decent amount.
So it's a decent amount. Like I would never take like a gummy. So let's put it into perspective. If I were to take a gummy, usually we do like 10 milligram gummies and we'll take like half or even like a third of it.
Yeah.
And so for this, we started with like a quarter of a can, and I felt it a little bit. And then I increased it to about like a third of a can, and that was good. Like I felt good. And then I tried it a second night where I just went for half a can, and that I was surprised that it didn't feel as intense as I thought, 12 and a half grams would feel.
Same.
But it felt good. So you do feel it. I still would be a little bit nervous myself to go for the full can. But again, I also, when I partake in THC, I don't like to get, like baked. And so for me, half a can was perfect. If you are a more regular user of cannabis, maybe a full can would be perfect for you. What we always say with the beverages, though, the beverages will hit you a lot quicker than an edible will. So I always just say, pace yourself, go slow. It should only take about 15 minutes or so before you start feeling it. If you don't feel it and you want to take more, just go ahead and drink more.
Yeah, I will say, like, for same kind of thing, like I started the same. So I started with like a quarter, kind of then went to a half. It was a little bit more gentle than I expected. But I'm still not going to have a whole can at once just because I do. We do use cannabis. You know, I have my medical card here in Florida, and I use it for certain purposes. But that purpose is not to get absolutely stoned and baked out of my mind. I don't like being like that. I don't like being in that spot. I know some people do, but for me, cannabis is something that's I use a very, very low dose to help sleep and to help relax, but not, lose my wits about me. And I know if I had a full cannabis, it could potentially put me in a spot where personally, I wouldn't feel the best. So
yeah, but I think half a can, again, was great for just like relaxing, just having fun, and just being happy and silly.
And then that too, then you're also you're getting 2 servings out of a can, so you're be a little more cost effective as well.
What I also remember liking about this is it weared off pretty quick, which I actually liked, because there's a lot of times where I'm like, man, I would love to have like a little hit right now, but I can't really do a hit because that'll be done. Like my day will be done, my night will be done. So this was nice because it was fun and happy and you're chill, but then it like leveled off and you felt totally fine. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
And so I really liked that, especially I drank it more like late afternoon, and it was nice to be able to like just, kind of relax and have fun. And then it leveled off and we just like did our normal nighttime routine, and yeah, it was no big deal.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that too. Like, I don't like they found that one now hemp compound that lasts for like 3-4 days.
That's crazy to me.
Like, why would you?
That's like insanity. Yeah. And again, we don't like to be stoned. We don't even, I guess we were technically high, but a lot of times I don't even consider myself to be high.
I just like a little bit of mood elevation and sort of change. And obviously I like, for me, the biggest reason for cannabis, and actually why I'm prescribed it, is for insomnia. It's been the one thing, even compared to some prescription drugs, that has been the most beneficial, right? It's been amazing for my sleep, and we all know how important sleep is, and it's been a godsend for me. Again, we're not crazy recreational users of it. Again, we kind of look at it for more of a targeted use, but for someone who likes to use it in high dosages, boom, 25 milligrams, but didn't feel as potent as some other things that we tried before, which we actually like, but for someone else, I don't know, maybe you need 2 of them. But overall, though, what they got going, 3 Dragons, they've been around a bit. They're known for very quality drinks. Their kratom, the OG kratom teas they have out here are awesome, guys.
Yeah,
like,
if you haven't tried them, definitely, pick one up and see what you think.
So go check them out. I know they have them at some Kava bars. And
you can order them online as well. We will drop their website in the description.
But appreciate you all tuning in. We'll talk to you next time.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Welcome to Kava and Kettlebells, where we talk about Kava, fitness, and life. Let's get Kava-fied.